This content is not for kids. Hello and welcome to Get to Know a Cringe Lord. On today's episode, you'll be getting to know Joseph March as well as two other characters played by Joseph March. And yes, I said other characters because, in my view, our primary personalities are kind of like characters. So, character 1, Joseph March, the Cringe Lord, owner of this channel. Character 2 will be Dacheldor, who frequents this channel a lot. And character 3 will be everybody's favorite. Oh, jeez, I can't do this with glasses on. Hey, how you doing, friends? That's going to be its own challenge later. Now, in the past, I used to do a segment called Get to Know a Deity, where I talked about different deities, and you got to know the old mythology mixed with some of the witchcraft / magic kind of ideas, occult ideas surrounding those things. That's back in the old channel. What I'm doing here is I'm going to let people get to know some of my political views and other views like that by taking various online tests as myself, then as Dacheldor, and then as Psychopop Conspiracy Theorist. We compare and contrast where they all end up. And before we get into that even, I want to thank my circle of magi and everyone on Patreon. Also, thanks to you watching this. Might want to give it a like now because you're going to be laughing too hard or rolling your eyes too hard to hit like later. And you know you want to hit like anyway. Why wouldn't you? You don't want to wait till the video's about to end and then you're like, oh, I meant to hit like, but it skipped to the next video. Just do it now, man. You know it's going to be good. So we'll be starting the shindig with me, Joseph March. And we're talking about what is your political ideology? Let's get started. What do you believe? Damn it, Edge, get out of here. Ah, shit. I clicked on the commercial. Get out of here. What do you believe should be the primary purpose of the government? To carry out the will of the people, to ensure damn it, Edge? To get rid of my pop-ups, maybe. To carry out the will of the people, to ensure people's freedoms and improve their quality of life, to help the poor and needy, and to defend social equality, to protect the nation's border and its cultural and national identity, to control all elements of society so as to ensure it benefits everyone. There should be no government. People can take care of themselves. I mean, a lot of these sound kind of like they could be good or bad depending on context, but I'm going to go with to carry out the will of the people. That seems like the obvious answer there. How far should the government transfer money from rich to poor? From rich to poor? They mean how much should you tax a rich person? Or they mean like literally they're going to be like, hey man, you're going to give this particular person this money. What are we talking about? The government should completely control the money supply to ensure everyone gets the share they deserve. Now, okay. Yeah, I'm sure I trust the government to do that. The rich should be highly taxed and the money given to the poor. Does that mean that, Jesus, Edge, get out of here. How many commercials? The rich should be highly taxed and the money given to the poor. The rich should be taxed, and that money should go in the same pot as everyone else who's taxed, and a portion of that should go to helping people in need, if that's what they mean. The rich should be taxed and the money used to benefit everyone. Yeah, that sounds more like it. But if you didn't have to specify rich either, you should just say there should be taxes and that money should be used to benefit everyone. And, you know, we can talk all day about whether you want to charge more to one person or another one, or whether we need to get rid of loopholes so that people who are rich keep more of their money than they put into the taxes. But we're not really getting that nuanced here, apparently, so I'm just going to go with this. What is your opinion on civil service and public cooperations? And Edge is back here. I guess it's going to pop up for every question. Civil service is incompetent and dysfunctional. There is no need for public services. Well, that's wrong. Public cooperations are important in certain key industries, right? Government-run organizations are the best type of company. Okay, that one. Should your country be a member of an organization such as the European Union? I don't think they're going to take us, guys. I mean, I don't know. I mean, some of my viewers are from over in the European nations, so let me know. Are you guys looking to have the U.S. join into this baby? Okay, sorry. All joking aside, yes, together we prosper, divided we fall. No, it would be best to join something like EFTA for trade, but there's no need to delegate political powers. I think that's probably what I'm going to go with. No, national identity above all. We should not open our borders to foreigners. Should be decided by plebiscite. Okay, we're going to go with this one. If the people vote to persecute a minority, should this be allowed? No. No. Get out of here. Should gays be allowed to marry? Yeah. Yes, and to adopt. Right. Yeah, exactly. What is your option? What is your option? What is your opinion on abortion? Pro-life, pro-choice, not sure in between. Not sure because YouTube is going to kill me if I answer this with either of the other two. I have an actual answer, but we're not going there. Should there be a death penalty? For what? Yes, for serious criminals and traitors. Yes, for any enemy of society. Yes, for serious crimes only. No, life is sacred. Okay, hold on a second. What is the difference between yes for serious criminals and traitors and yes for serious crimes? Is there a difference between a serious criminal and someone who commits a serious crime? Or is it just because traitors is on here? And isn't a traitor, being a traitor, a serious crime? So aren't these two the same thing? And what's an enemy of society? Am I an enemy of society because I hold slightly different beliefs than you? I'm going to go with no. This isn't necessarily what I believe, but I don't believe any of these three. This is closer than anything else. Who should take decisions in a courtroom? A jury or a public vote? A highly qualified judge trained in the law and human rights? Or the government? What type of case are we talking about? Is this civil court? Is this criminal court? Is this a court where we're trying to figure out whether a law is correct and needs to be appealed? Because you would have a different answer for that. I mean, I would have a different, maybe that's because that's what I'm used to, but I would think if it was something where I needed to really understand the law heavily, I would want a trained judge or a group of judges. But if it's something where it's like, is this guy guilty of doing some heinous crime, you'd want a jury of your peers so that you don't have anyone just able to enforce that type of thing based on their own agendas. So in the US we have both for that reason. The only one I know it's not is the government. Get that out of here. Who should take decisions? It doesn't even say make. Who should take decisions in a courtroom? Take? Well, I guess the judge takes the decision of the jury at the end and then tells people what it means. So we're going to go with a judge. A person has been repeatedly arrested for robbery and all attempts to rehabilitate them have failed. Well, based on what? Who? How many? What have you actually tried? Is your idea of rehabilitation sticking them in a gulag? Like, what are we talking about here? If released, they will rob again. You don't know that. What are you, a precog? What should be done with them? Death penalty. It just goes straight to death penalty. It didn't say they murdered anyone. They just attempted robbery. Jeez. Okay, moving on. Forced labor? All right, moving on. Exile. I guess we're going to release them. The government has no right to do any of the above. Yeah, I mean, if you release them off and just said the government has no right to do any of the above, I would click it in a heartbeat. But I don't know that just releasing somebody is right. I mean, if they serve their time, it didn't even specify that. I guess if they serve their time, yeah, release them. They got to actually do another crime. You can't base it on whether you think there's no precogs. You can't just be like, thought crime. Should a government action ever be taken if the majority of the people disagree? What does that even mean? The majority. Do you mean like if 51% of people disagree with the way the law is currently? Wouldn't you get into a problem where, like, didn't this have some like racial implications with majorities and minorities? I don't know. I guess it already is kind of like that. Well, I guess it depends where you live. This is very open. Yes, if it's mandated by a court to protect human rights. Well, hold on a second. Should a government action ever be taken if the majority of the people disagree? Yes, if it's mandated by the court to protect human rights. But if the majority of people disagree, why? Like, is it actually to protect human rights? What's the disagreement? Yes, if impartial experts believe it is good for the people. Who are these experts? Yes, if the government thinks it's good. That's the Dacheldor answer, but that's not mine. No, the people are the ultimate authority. No, no organization can claim to act on behalf of the people if even a minority of people disagree with it. If okay. Should a government action ever be taken if the majority of the people disagree? Sometimes. Sometimes the government has more information that they haven't shared with you. Sometimes there's something that's been put in place for a long time and has kept the country working, and if you just topple it overnight, things wouldn't work, even though the majority of people are for it. And maybe there's a pathway to getting to that new place, but maybe it's not as simple as just being like, no, majority of people. So should the government action ever be taken? Yes, sometimes. I don't believe there's any such thing as these impartial experts, and I don't think if the government thinks it's good for the people is a good answer either, because the government thinks a lot of shit is good for the people. I guess if it's mandated by a court, that's closer. What decisions should be voted on directly by the public? All laws and government decisions should be subject to public vote. Constitutional amendments and important decisions should be voted on, but things such as economic policy should not. People should elect a government and legislature, and they should do the rest. The public is not qualified to take any important decisions. I guess we're going to go with constitutional amendments and important decisions, because you can't have all laws be up to everyone. The reason we have the government is because this gets unruly. If you do this, it just gets too hard. It's just too hard to implement. Maybe in this time of the internet that's changing, but we're not there yet. So I'm going to go here. What is your opinion on universal health care? All health care should be free and provided by the state. There should be a universal health insurance system to ensure all citizens can afford health care when they need it. Socialized health care creates more problems than it solves. Private health care and health industries is sufficient. Well, it's not the last one. I'm always torn between the other two. Like, one of them is what I want. I would say I would want the top one, but I'm not certain about its feasibility. And we at least need this one. We'll go here. Should the judicial system focus more on punishment or rehabilitation? Rehabilitation. They don't, but they should. Should the government pay to maintain museums that can't survive on their own? I mean, what do you mean they can't survive? Like, a lot of museums are free, so the government has to pay for them because they're not for profit. Now, if one wants to go there, I shouldn't have to pay for it. Well, come on, man. Yes, the government should ensure its people have access to education materials, right? Only if the majority of people think they should be open. Maybe. Yes, people should learn about the glorious history of their country. Let's go. Yes, the government should ensure its people have access to educational materials. How much should the government invest in the sciences? The government should invest heavily in all areas of sciences. The government should not waste money or unnecessary research, particularly into theoretical subjects. Only people who want to pay for research should pay for research. The government should only fund research that the taxpayers think is important. I think they should invest heavily, personally. How should the government proceed in terms of stem cell research? Jeez, there's a lot of like, as long as I don't have to pay for it. Get out of here. Somebody's got to pay for it, man, or it's not going to happen. It should be legal and heavily funded because of importance of science and medicine. It should be legal because the rights of society surpass the rights of the individual. What do the rights of the individual have to do with anything? Stem cell, I mean, you can do stem cell research without abortion and stuff like that, you know. It's not just from that. I'm going to go here. Should the rights of the individual be sacrificed for the good of society? Whew. Well, there's a philosophical question. All right, Mr. Spock and the needs of the many outweighing the needs of the few. Society always comes first. The individual always comes first. Most society comes first, but the individual is also important. Mostly the individual comes first, but society is also important. So we got right-hand path, left-hand path, middle-leaning right and middle-leaning left. There's no actual middle. Right? It's just like all the rest of these questions. Depends what you mean by society. Mostly society comes first. Are we talking about the state? Because I don't give a shit about that. Should the rights of the individual be sacrificed for the good of society? Do you mean the good of other people? Or do you mean like the state? I'm going to say mostly individuals come first because I don't know for sure what they mean. How important is religion in society? Ooh. Religion is important and its teachings are true, and therefore the state should protect and enforce it. Religion is important. How would you even say that? If you believe that your religion is true, then you would have to, by default, believe other religions are false. Most likely. I guess there's a few occasions where that's not true. So this just doesn't even make sense. Religion is important and its teachings are true, but freedom... Oh, there's another and its teachings are true. Which religion are we taking? You got multiple up here. But freedom of religion is also important. Religion is not absolute truth, but has important things to teach and is valuable in society. Religious teachings are obviously untrue, but they bring many benefits to society. Religion is untrue and harmful. If most people in a country are religious, then the government should also be religious. Man, no separation of church and state here, is there? Freedom. Religious teachings are obviously untrue, but they bring many benefits to society, and so people should be free to believe in them. Sure. I don't think that's accurate, but that's as close to what I believe as they have on there. Even though Darwin's theory of evolution is accepted as fact within the scientific community, 65% of people in the U.S. believe that 7-day creationism should also be taught in schools should the government comply with this demand. Yeah. Obviously not. You got liberal. That's not really that surprising. You believe in democracy and find that freedom and rights are the most important component of a society. You think that everyone is born equal and that there should be a strong constitution to ensure people are free to act as they please, as long as they don't hurt each other. You hold a progressive attitude to most moral issues and believe that new and different cultures and lifestyles are good for society. You are in favor of science, technology, and globalization. To you, traditions and religions are not that important. There are liberal political parties in most democratic countries. Some include America, the Democratic Party. Yeah. We got it. The freest country in the world is Estonia. So I feel like they're using this term by its dictionary definition and not by modern liberals. Because some of this stuff, I don't think, at least in America, the Democratic Party doesn't actually stand for all of this stuff anymore. Or at least they don't seem to. But, yeah, I would agree with this assessment. That pretty much sums me up. Let's do this again, but now let's do it as Dacheldor. What's up? What is your political ideology? Who gives a shit? What do you believe should be the primary purpose of the government? To keep track of these fucking idiots and make sure they do what they're supposed to be doing. Oh yeah, to carry out the will of the people. Okay, that's funny. Ensure people's freedoms and improve their quality of life. You're lucky you're allowed to live by the government. To help the poor and needy and to defend social equality. No. To protect the nation's borders and culture and national identity. Well, yeah, we'll protect you. We'll protect you real good as long as you pay your taxes. To control all elements of society. Yes, that's it. How far should the government transfer money from rich to poor? The government should transfer money from everyone to the government. Yeah, this one. What is your opinion on the civil service and public cooperations? Look, government-run organizations are the best, obviously. You can trust us. I work for the Limbo Imperial Military. I'm head general. You can trust me. You can trust Master Darkfire with your best interests. I mean, who wouldn't trust an all-powerful, immortal, tyrannical dictator? He's obviously got our best interests in mind. Should your country be a member of an organization such as the European Union? There's no way we're going to bow down or be equal to anyone. Limbo Imperial Military is the strongest. If the people vote to persecute a minority, should this be allowed? I mean, the people shouldn't be voting in the first place. Yeah, people are too stupid to make this kind of decision. Right. Should gays be allowed to marry? I don't care. What is your opinion on abortion? Well, it's up to the government to choose. Should there be a death penalty? Yes, for any enemy of our society. Anyone the government deems should be dead. Who should take decisions in a courtroom? The government. A person has been repeatedly arrested for robbery, and all attempts to rehabilitate them have failed. If released, they will rob again. What should be done with them? They should be hired by the government to become part of our hit squad. Exile, parole. Keep them from robbing again while respecting their human right. Forced labor. They should be made to work to benefit us. Right. Forced labor within the Limbo Imperial Military so they rob for us. Should a government action ever be taken if the majority of the people disagree? Yeah. If the government thinks it's good for the people, you gotta trust us. What decisions should be voted on directly by the public? Nothing. The public is not qualified to make any important decisions. What is your opinion on universal health care? Oh, well, obviously we'll take care of you guys. Don't even worry about it. Should the judicial system focus more on punishment or rehabilitation? Punishment, obviously. We're there to be the police force that keeps you guys alive in this cruel galaxy. Without us, it would be only fear. We're the only things keeping you guys safe. Trust us. Trust the Limbo Imperial Military. Should the government pay to maintain museums that can't survive on their own? Yes, people should learn of the glorious history of Limbo the way that we have written it. How much should the government invest in the sciences? How many people want to pay? Obviously, we need to have our technology if we're going to blow shit up. How should the government proceed in terms of stem cell research? It should be legal because the rights of the government surpass the rights of the individual. Should the rights of the individual be sacrificed for the good of society? Yeah. The Limbo Imperial Military always comes first. How important is religion in society? Okay, so I'm assuming this one means that we dictate what religion people have. That's what I was looking for. Even though Darwin's theory of evolution is accepted as fact within the scientific community, 65% of people in the us believe that 7-day creationism should also be taught in schools. Should the government comply with this demand? There should be no schools. The only one you need to learn from is the Limbo Imperial Military. Communists! You believe that capitalism creates unfair differences between rich and poor, wastes resources, and destroys the environment. You believe that democracy is corruptible by the rich and therefore incompetent. For you, leaders should be appointed meritocratically. In your perfect system, a dictatorial government controls everything in order to ensure a perfect society. It's warm in the cockles of my heart. You would agree with the teachings of Karl Marx, whoever that is, and similar writers, some mortal. There are communist parties in most democratic countries. Communist countries today include Cuba, North Korea, China, and Vietnam. These sound like lovely places to visit. Hello, true believers! It's time to find out where I stand on these issues. What do you believe should be the primary purpose of the government?
Obviously, there should be no government. People should be able to control this for themselves. How far should the government transfer money from rich to poor? You know you can't trust the government's definition of who's rich and poor. There should be no government influence on the economy whatsoever. What is your opinion on civil service and public corporations? They're a sham, old friends. They're obviously a sham. Should your country be part of an organization? We already are. We're part of the triad. They're controlling everything behind the scenes. But should we be? Of course not, old friend. We need to free ourselves from triad control now! If the people voted to persecute a minority, would this be allowed? Of course not, old friend. Should gays be allowed to marry? Yes, but the government should have nothing to do with this. This is a trick question that you two put into my places. I know because they hacked me and tried to get me to answer this one before, and I almost got cancelled because of it. There's only one clear answer today, friends. Should there be a death penalty? Well, tell you what, there definitely is one. And they're not even telling you who they're killing. Who should take decisions in the courtroom? Well, the only answer that could possibly make sense would be the people, of course. What about this patriot you see here, who's been standing up against the government? Should he be kept down by that government? Well, of course not. Should the government be able to make decisions if the people disagree? Of course not, old friend. That's ridiculous hogwash. But they do. The Illuminati is everywhere. What decisions should be made by the people? All of them. If only they'd get off our backs and let us do what we're here to do, old friends. How do I feel about public health care? Well, that's a good question. I mean, on the one hand, on the other hand, on the one hand, the government. On the one hand, you have the government, and it would have to be in control. On the other hand, the private industries and corporations. Well, I guess. Yeah. Should the judicial system focus more on punishment or rehabilitation? Neither, old friend. They're locking us up for no reason. I guess I'll go rehabilitation. Should the government be paying for museums? No. Why should I be paying for other people to go to their propaganda places? How much should the government invest in the sciences? Let's see here. Where's the get the hell off my lawn button? There it is. How should the government proceed in their stem cell cloning research? Well, obviously it's unethical, old friend. Should the rights of the state come above the rights of the individual? Of course not! They're just cruising for a bruising with some of these questions. What about religion? Well, this, obviously. What? Is this question for real? Obviously, you gotta teach both, old friend. You want to tell the truth. They should even be teaching about the reptilians and the Hollow Earth theory. Are any of us surprised by this outcome? I'm not.
Alright, now it's time for a more legitimate quiz. This quiz will tell you which 3 fictional characters you are. First, pick a snack to munch on. Popcorn, candy corn. Fuck no candy corn. I ain't no damn candy corn. Chocolate, fresh fruit, chips and guac, cheese. Man, There's a lot of good choices, and then there's candy fucking corn. Get that out of my face. Popcorn. Pick a hobby. Running, that's not a hobby. That's work. Shopping. Watching TV. I don't even know if I would consider watching TV a hobby, but I probably do it enough to consider it a hobby. Performing magic tricks. You've been looking at my YouTube again? It's spelled with a K, jerks. Telling jokes. There's a lot of people that would say what I do is not actually telling jokes. Listening to music. Is listening to music a hobby? I mean, for some people, yeah. If you got a trained ear, you might be actually listening to it. Like, I got friends that do actually listen to music, and they're musicians, and they talk about the good and the bad with the song and different elements of the song. I would say that's a hobby for them. I would say me listening to music the way that I listen to it to make fun of it with the Dacheldor songs probably doesn't count. But you know what? We're going to go listening to music because this is a cringe music channel. Sort of. Pick a color for no apparent reason. Alright. You didn't give me a reason. Did I get one? Shit, I clicked something else, didn't I? I didn't even click a color, did I? Alright, let's try this again. This time, let's not click the random ad. Did I pick it? I must have picked it. Pick a color. Okay. I'm assume that I clicked it. Yeah, who knows? How would you describe your week so far? Quarantined. Where's that? Wait a minute. What's the difference between meh, fine, it's okay, and I can't complain? These are all the same things. It's fantastic! Pick a signature look. Not that. Not that. Not this. Not that. Not this. Not that. Shit. Pick a signature look? Fuck it. Pick a fun nickname. McWiggles, Lolo, Pixie, Bumper Butt, Swiggy, Mitzi. McWiggles. Do you anger easily? No. Who would you want as a mentor? Beyonce? What am I getting mentored in? I guess I did say music earlier. Morgan Freeman, Michelle Obama, Leonardo DiCaprio, Emma Watson, or Gandhi. I guess Gandhi? He can show me how not as good as him I am and piss me off. You know what? I'm going to have to change this one. What is your best quality? My brains, my beauty, my sense of humor, my kind heart, my physical sense, or my style? I say this, but my friends disagree. Although this guy would probably agree. Bueller. Oh, is it done? Is that the end? Where are we at? Oh, hey. What the fuck is going on here? Where's my answers, guys? Come on. This quiz will tell you which 3 fictional characters you are. Wow, cool. Where are they? Or did it not count my color? Signature look. Pick a nickname. Who's your mentor? Right. Oh, wait. Was Ferris Bueller the answer? Oh, it's based on a different... Okay, so Ferris Bueller. Great. Linda Belcher from Bob's Burgers. And Morgan Tooker from the Mindy Project. I don't know this character, but he looks pretty cool. So I guess we're going to say sure. Thanks, BuzzFeed, for keeping it in there. All right. Did it reset? Yeah, it did. All right. Let's do this, Dacheldor. What 3 fictional characters am I? Pick a snack. Man. None of these have meat in them, huh? Well, chocolate's good. Can't go wrong with chocolate. Pick a hobby. Where's killing the innocent? Perform magic tricks. Pick a color. Blue. That's my armor color. I got Phil Dunphy from Modern Family. That sounds like me. I'm a murdering genocidal maniac. I assume this character is. How would you describe your week so far? Meh. Pick a signature look. Where's the one where I wear all black? This guy is kind of stylish, but I don't dig his hat. None of these guys have armor. I guess this one. Pick a fun nickname. Swiggy. Tina Belcher from Bob's Burgers. Okay. I can see the resemblance. Do you anger easily? Yeah. Who would you want as a mentor? The great Morgan Freeman, obvious. Who wouldn't want him as a mentor? What is your best quality? My style, bitches. Sandy Olsen from Greece. Yeah, I could see that. We got a lot in common. We started out pretty innocent, and over time we turned into the badass motherfucker.
Okay then, what do we got here? Pick a snack to munch on. Don't mind if I do. Candy corn is delicious. Pick a hobby. Oh, I can't read those for some reason. Let me get closer. Shit. Obviously watching TV, because that's where the Illuminati telegraphs all of their ideas. Pick a color. Oh, very tricky. Because if you do a blue on your mailbox, then you know they're coming for you. I don't know about this. This is a trick of some kind. Green like the earth? I don't know. Maybe that's what they expect. Purple? No, they're watching for that for sure. Yellow? I know better than to choose that, old friend. Orange is the only option. Oh my goodness! This looks like a picture of me! They must have figured out my secret identity somehow. How would you describe your week so far? Well, it's obviously the worst week ever. Pick a signature look. None of them have a mask, but this is pretty nice. I can see myself rocking that. Pick a fun nickname. Oh, well, this sounds like a great time. You gotta go with Bumper Butt. Flynn Rider from Tangled. Yes, that's always kind of what I assume people would think I look like if they ever saw me without my mask. I'm pretty smoldering, it's true. Even growing a little of the facial hair. Do you anger easily? No. Who would you want as a mentor? Is Morpheus not an option? There's really only one obvious answer here. The one person who stood up for freedom. Who stood against all of the haters. Beyonce. What is your best quality? It's definitely my charming good looks. Oh, I don't know about this, old friend. She started out on the right track, but she went straight down a path to Hades. I don't know if I agree with this one, old friends.
Alright, now on to the most important one of all. Don't be a muggle. Take our super quick sorting hat quiz. First, pick the house you don't want to be sorted into. I don't want to offend my viewers because I know I got viewers from all four houses. I mean, if you're a Gryffindor, you like courage. If you're a Slytherin, you like to be sneaky. If you're a Ravenclaw, you like knowledge. If you're Hufflepuff, you like food. I kind of like all of these things. I'd be alright if it put me in any of these ones, actually. Well, I guess if I'm gonna, let's say I'm gonna go to learn magic, I would probably want to be surrounded with people who are these guys. I'm gonna say Hufflepuff, sorry, you're out. Which professor is most likely to take house points away from me? All of them. Oh man, Umbridge for sure. Yeah, no. As soon as I saw her in that movie, I was like, I know this lady. She and I never got along. Which Quidditch position would you be most proficient at? Well, I'm not really a sports guy. So, none of them? Well, I'm not the seeker or the beater for sure. I guess the keeper. I was always better at like goalie type stuff. And finally, who is low-key the most annoying boy at Hogwarts? Colin Creevy, that dick. You got Slytherin. No surprise there. Actually, a little bit about me. Every time I've ever taken a Harry Potter quiz made by anyone, I've either gotten Slytherin or Gryffindor. And it's only been Gryffindor on those quizzes where everybody gets Gryffindor. It's almost always Slytherin. It's going to be funny to see if Dacheldor doesn't get Slytherin. Alright, don't be a muggle. Take our yeah. First, pick the house you don't want to be sorted into. Ravenclaw. I don't need to learn anything with books and stuff. I already know everything I need to know. I'm already powerful. I can be brave and strong. I can take you down when you're not even paying attention. And I can make a mean tart. Which professor is most likely to take house points away from me? This crazy lady. Look at the look in her eyes. She's like, stop killing your classmates. I'm not going to stop. Doesn't matter what your rules say. Which Quidditch position would you be most proficient at? The beater. Finally, who is low-key the most annoying boy at Hogwarts? Obviously, this jerk. You got Hufflepuff. Hell yeah! Let's go get our food on.
Alright then, obviously the house I don't want to be in is the Illuminati Triad House of Slytherin. Oh, which teacher's gonna give me bad grades? It's this douchebag jerk over here. Oh, where would I play? What would I play? Let's see. You know I'm a truth seeker. Don't even play games. Finally, who is the most annoying kid at all of Hogwarts? Well, it's gotta be this elitist. Well, I don't know. He's kind of annoying. I mean, I want to go with the obvious, but... man. Wow. I'm gonna go with this guy. No, you can't do this to me. You can't put me in the same house as Dacheldor. No!
There you have it. 3 tests. 3 different characters of mine. One of them being myself. Was this a good video? I don't know. Hopefully you enjoyed it. You got to know a cringe lord. Me, in case you didn't get it from the title. If you guys want to see more Get to Know a Cringe Lords, leave a comment saying I want more Get to Know a Cringe Lord and give this a thumbs up. If you don't really care about this but you like me, give it a thumbs up. If you want me to do something different, give it a thumbs up so I know you care that much about doing something different, and then put a comment down there about something you'd like to see on this channel. I'm open to suggestions. Till next time, safe travels.